Slowdowns.
Yes, a lot of slowdowns. It's not going to be easy getting around today, pretty much for the bulk of today, as it sounds. Now, across Bronx Expressway eastbound over by the Bronx River Parkway, exit 4B, we've got a crash taking out a lane. It's a tight ride both ways through the area. We've got a live look out there. Again, you can see just how dense that fog is. These are eastbound cars coming towards you. So you are going to need plenty of extra time if you're going to be heading around through there. We'll keep you updated on that. FDR Drive northbound by exit 16, 116th Street. You've also got an accident here blocking a lane with slowdowns both ways through the area. Darlene, Michael, back to you.
Adele, thank you very much. We want to get to that breaking news.
That visual of our biggest concern will be the gusty, damaging wind threat as these storms develop later today. But even some hail and, of course, that heavy rainfall making the evening commute pretty tough. And that tornado risk isn't zero. So I'm going to break down the exact timing where these risks are highest. And then, of course, another stormy day this week, all in the 10-day forecast.
Thanks so much. And still ahead.
Out to the Bronx now, across Bronx Expressway on the eastbound side over by exit 4B for the Bronx River Parkway. We're watching a crash taking out a lane. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to let you know just how far back those delays are going. But yeah, we're going to take a live look outside right now, though, onto the inbound approach to the Holland Tunnel. Already looking at 30-minute delays. Darlene, Michael?
Thank you, Adele. And you can now watch Today in New York at 7 a.m. Live local news continues wherever you stream News 4. We'll be back.
Yeah. See, Maria, if they shouldn't call it the torpedo bat, they should call it the flower petal bat, so people don't suspect that it might be.
That'll work.
Maybe next season.
Right.
Maybe next season. Whatever it is, it's working. The weather worked out for the games over the weekend. And of course, we're looking ahead. Today, obviously, not a great weather day. We're starting off with all the fog and the storms later on, but we've got our eye on later in the week, too, including the Mets home opener, a couple more of the Yankees games at home as well. So it is an unsettled week, that's for sure. And we see now with our big spring system already still actually ongoing severe weather across the south and the southeast. So then conditions are going to be in place for us too. We've got the warm up, we've got a front. And so that formula is there just to touch them off later on this afternoon and evening. So out there right now, just some light drizzle, some showers, a lot of fog as well. But look at the temperature story for today too. Before the storms roll in, we've got 68 in the city, 70s plus from Newark, Clinton, Sussex. And then east of the city, that southwest flow off the cool water, Merrick, Islip, Bridgeport, Eastport, and right along the Jersey Shore, Brooklyn and Queens too, staying in the mid and upper 50s. So that keeps the severe threat a little bit lower there. With that said, just about our entire area, but especially New Jersey and parts of the Hudson Valley. What that means, well, we have an elevated hail risk with some of these storms today that could tap into some of the cooler air aloft and produce that hail. So maybe a good day to park the car in the garage or in the carport there to protect it. Quarter-inch hail is enough to dent up a car. And then, of course, that non-zero tornado risk. So whenever we have an outlook like this, that tells me that there may be some rotation with some of these. So you want to make sure you have alerts on your phone ready to go just in case. We see it pick up really by 4 o'clock. Between 4 and 8 p.m., everything kind of gets going, and some of that rain, heavy at times, the gusty winds. By 10, 11 o'clock, really coming through the Hudson Valley, the city, the Jersey Shore, and Long Island before wrapping up later on this evening, and by tomorrow morning, drying out and feeling that chill. 46 out there right now. We've got 66 by 1 o'clock, on our way up to 68 today, and those southwest winds really picking up. Tomorrow, a much better looking day here with lots of sunshine. Wednesday as well. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we do have the chance for some showers, 60s and 70s, and then it's back to the upper 40s, low to mid 50s starting this weekend and into early next week. Notice that we do have some chilly mornings back as well, those morning lows dipping into the 30s. All right, 6:47 now. Adele, what's going on?
Oh, right now we've got a lot going on, actually. Let's start things off here in the Bronx. Not in the best of shape here, at least not on the Cross Bronx Expressway. Eastbound side heading into 4B for the Bronx River Parkway. It is under here, but that's how dense the fog is. We have a crash that's taking out a lane. It's causing delays heading all the way back to the George Washington Bridge. Also expect to see some rubbernecking delays on the westbound side, and that extends heading just past the Sheridan Expressway. We'll keep you posted on that. We also have a stalled car now on the Major Deegan Expressway northbound just past the RFK Bridge and the Bruckner Expressway. That's already causing major backups through the area as well. And then the Gowanus Expressway here, eastbound side, it's going to be a bit of a slow go as you make that approach into the Brooklyn Bridge. Alternate side is suspended for today. Don't forget to feed those meters. Darlene, Michael, back to you.
Adele, thank you very much. 6:48.
Everybody, thank you for streaming with us. It's Monday, March 31st. I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
I'm Michael Gargiulo. Adelle Caballero is here watching. It's a foggy commute, so really be careful. Visibility is down. Joining before is LaRosa. You've been timing this all out for us.
Yeah, fog is definitely the more immediate concern through this morning, and even some areas of light showers. So keep that umbrella handy. And as you can see, even a bit of sun coming through. So there's a lot going on today. It's all tied to our big spring system where it's snow and even that ice storm on the northern side. And it's been ongoing severe weather across the south. So the ingredients are getting in place here for us. So we've got the warmth, we've got the boundary, that cold front that'll touch off some of those stronger storms later today. So that's timing. Out there for the next few, obviously the low clouds, some of those light showers. You'll still want that umbrella and the jacket. So our main concern as things pick up later this afternoon and evening, the damaging wind gusts over 55 miles per hour. Even some hail can't be ruled out. We know that heavy rain's coming along with it. That tornado risk is there too, especially from the city westward. So just think about your plans for later today, because leading up to it, not bad. 67 degrees through 2 o'clock under mostly cloudy skies. And then by 4 p.m., we'll start to see things pick up on the radar. But really between 5 p.m. and midnight, that's where all of the heaviest weather will be coming through, tapering off to showers, but not till late in the early overnight, drying out by tomorrow morning. All right, Adele, it's been busy out there. What are you watching now?
Yes, very busy out there. And as you mentioned, the fog is definitely not helping the situation. We have been seeing accident after accident out there. One of the areas being the LIE eastbound over by the Cross Island Parkway for exit 30. One lane closed off here. Delays are already back to the Clearview Expressway. Cross Island Parkway eastbound by the Bronx River Parkway. You've got another accident there. And behind all of this dense fog, you can see some lights there. Expect to see delays from the George Washington Bridge heading all the way into the scene of the accident itself. That's all for now. Back to you, Darlene and Michael.
Adele, thank you. And on this Monday morning, developing now, a young boy is still in the hospital after he was hit by a car while crossing the street in Brooklyn with his mother and 2 sisters. The mom and the girls died in that tragic crash, and now state lawmakers want to prevent accidents like this from happening again. Our Tracy Strahan has the latest now from the scene in Midwood. You know, make sure we don't put things in the wrong places.
That's right.
Maria's always good about that stuff.
I'm okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to tighten up the routine there. All right. But around the tri-state right now, we have a lot of fog, and it's cool. Temperatures in the 40s from Livingston, Patterson to Norwalk. But you can see by 5 o'clock, already starting to pick up the storm chance in Patterson with temperatures closing in on 70. So we'll take a look at the timing, the breakdown of today's severe weather, and a stormy look ahead to this week in the 10-day.
Thanks so much. Also
Coming into Brooklyn right now, Gowanus Expressway eastbound, heading into the Prospect Expressway, exit 24. We've got a stalled car taking out a lane, causing major backups through the area. That's not the only thing slowing you down this morning, though. We'll have more on that coming up in a bit. Here's a live look outside now onto the inbound approach to the Lincoln Tunnel. You're watching Today in New York.
That story, and we love bookstores.
And we're sitting here talking about how now we
gotta go to a bookstore.
We gotta get to the bookstore. It's nothing like it. It's such a soothing experience,
right? And then the smaller bookstores just makes your heart full. Love that. All right, guys. Maybe some nice opportunities to spend some indoor time with the weather outlook that we have. It is unsettled, right? Today, of course, we're watching for the showers, even that risk of severe weather, and then later in the week as well, we've got several chances to pick up some more rainfall. But it's this very springtime storm here, where it's ice and snow on the northern side, and it has been ongoing with severe weather across the south and the southeast. We're seeing the ingredients come together later today for us. It's going to be mild and muggy. We've got the cold front coming through, and that's all you need to touch off some of the stronger storms. Out there now, the next few hours, this is kind of what we're expecting. Some spotty showers, even some drizzle. There's been a lot of fog out there this morning, and then that severe risk ticks up later on today. But temperature story is kind of interesting too. We've been all over the place the last several days, and today is no exception here. This is not so much a change or drop in temperatures, kind of where we're at. 68 for the high in the city, 70s from Clinton, Newark, Sussex, but Merrick, Islip, Eastport, Montauk, Bridgeport, right along the Jersey Shore. Even Brooklyn and Queens likely staying in the mid to upper 50s near 60 degrees. That keeps that severe risk a little bit lower for later today, but still in on the heavy rainfall. And speaking of that severe risk, you see that red shade, more likely basically all of New Jersey, parts of the Hudson Valley, city and to the the west. And one of the elevated risks that we have today that we don't always see with severe weather risks, we do have that hail risk more likely here, again, in that same red area where it's really cold aloft and some of those bigger thunderstorms can tap into that and produce that hail. But also the tornado risk, this was moved into our area. This is on the lower end just statistically, but always gets our interest peaked here for when it's in our area. Just shows that there may be some spin, some rotation with some of these storms as they develop and come on through. So make sure you have a way to get warnings just in case. We'll be here, of course. Through to 4 p.m., we start to see the radar get a little more active, but that prime time in that 4 to 8 p.m., starting west to east, and then through the city with the heavy rainfall, even through 10 o'clock from the Hudson Valley, the city, central and South Jersey, and then continuing across Long Island and Connecticut from 10 p.m. to about 1, 2 a.m. before things really begin to dry out. Timing it out for today, yes, we'll get some peaks of sun and temperatures climbing into the upper 60s. It's still looking like that evening commute travel time will be impacted at some point with the heavy rainfall and the thunderstorms. Tomorrow is brighter, breezy, but cooler. But the coolest this week will be Wednesday with highs just in the 40s. And there you go, Thursday, Friday, that next system approaching 60s and 70s with some shower chances. And then a little bit cooler, but slightly below average here into next week, but dry. All right, Adele, what are you keeping an eye on?
Not easy getting around. We've got a lot going on. Just as a quick reminder here, too, Metro North, new timetables have gone into effect for east of Hudson lines. All other commuter rails are looking good right now. Heading out to the roads, LIE eastbound, heading into the Cross Island Parkway. We've got a crash here taking out a lane. Expect to see delays through the area. Obviously, with visibility being low, that's also going to make it a little more complicated getting around. Heading out to JFK Airport, we do have long-term construction here heading around the terminals. Always slows things down. On top of that, track your flight. Expect to see potential delays out there. Call the carrier ahead of time. Not a bad idea there. And then 80 both ways remain shut down by exit 34 for ongoing construction because of multiple sinkholes. Darlene, Michael, back to you.
All right, Adele, thanks so much.